Hey everyone. It's Monday and I'm here. Wow, it's been a very Monday. so, uh, so I have, let's see, I wanted to talk about marketing. So, marketing is like the bane of my existence. I hate it. I don't like it at all. I'm really I want to say I'm not good at it, but I guess I'm okay at it because my books are selling, but I don't want to be doing it. I want desperately to be picked up by some big publisher somewhere where they deal with all of this stuff and I don't have to think about anything but the writing. The reality is that that's just not going to happen, and that's fine. I know that. It's tough. So, how do you market um, your books? Well, first off, don't market your books, market yourself. You have to sell yourself to the people who want to read your stuff. Um, and I'll leave you with a Doctor Who quote because Doctor Who and I are a thing. So, you want weapons? We're in a library. Books, best weapons in the world. This room is the greatest arsenal we could have. Arm yourselves. That's David Tennant's Doctor, the 12th Doctor. And honestly, if you can read, you can learn to market. So there are lots of ways to learn how to market. You can learn by doing, which is what I have chosen to do. You can take a course. There are free courses online. edX currently has several digital marketing courses, and unless you want the paper degree, it's free. They have ones ranging from 6 weeks to traditional school length number of hours. It's reasonable. You can go and do it if you want to learn the official stuff. Like I said, I've chosen not to do that, partly because I just don't have that much of an interest in marketing. I don't want to be doing marketing. I just want to know enough. I had a couple of things. Dan Sesney was wonderful when I started doing this. He said, go right to libraries, do a press release. And so I did. I actually made my own mailing list so that I could write to all of the libraries that are within 100 miles of my house. Um, I invited them to purchase my book. And if they wanted me to do a library talk, I would do so. And that has led to me doing about a dozen at this point library talks. And that's been really fun. And I mean, it does help with marketing. It helps people to know about my book and it gets the information out there about me as an author. But they're also a lot of fun. And I like talking to people and talking about what it is I do and whether it's cooking or medieval Renaissance stuff or vampires. I can talk for hours. You guys, I'm sure if you watch the videos, you probably have figured that out by now. Um, but it's a lot of fun. I wrote um, uh, sorry, brain fart. I wrote a press release, and I got to say, it felt really weird to do a press release because it's like I'm making this big fuss over my own writing, and that just feels very self-centered. And unfortunately, that's what's necessary. So I went online, I found a template. I worked really hard. I went over it with friends and I finished up my press release and then I sent it out. And I sent it out to like the local newspaper and the local radio station and all that stuff and magazines in New Hampshire. And then I started doing other stuff. And so here's the deal. Yes, the big news places are going to get press releases 100 times a day. Okay. No question about that at all. They're going to get it. But the thing is, you have to continue and you have to do it and send it out. So here's the deal. You're going to send out your press release, and 9 times out of 10, the answer is going to be, yeah, okay, whatever, toss. But that one time out of 10, your book is going to arrive on the desk on the day that that person was told, can you please find me an article about, whatever it is your book is about, or go find me something about vampires. Great. And it's easy to think that that's not going to happen, but that's basically what happened to all the people who are successful. When you start out, that's how you get recognized. And it only takes one. If the New York Times happens to pick up your book and do, a column inch on it, you're set. Because now hundreds of thousands of people are going to see something about your book. And so, sorry, I have a bunny visiting me. She's very happy. um, but you need to go out and you need to put yourself out there, even though it's awkward, even though it feels weird, and it will make a difference. So if you send out 100 press releases and only 10% of those ever get looked at, that's still 10. If you send out 1,000, that's 100. Okay. If you get into 10 newspapers, you could sell 100 or more books. It depends on the size of the newspaper. I sold 50 cookbooks the weekend of my New Hampshire Chronicle thing. That was amazing and exciting and overwhelming, and I was so pleased to be able to see those numbers come up, in a single day. It's like, wow. And I'll tell you something, it doesn't matter how popular an author you are, you never give up going and looking at your sales numbers on the data page. And every time it goes up, you get excited, even if it's just one book. Every single time. It's right up there with actually having a hard copy of your book in your hand and going, oh my gosh, I made this. So you need to sell yourself. You need to go out and you need to write and you need to talk to people. And so if you, with me with my cookbook, it's been a lot easier because I hang around in Ren circles and SCA and stuff. So what happens is we're sitting talking and somebody says, oh God, I have to make something to take to feast next month. We're having a April revel and I don't know what to make. And I go, oh, hey, there's a recipe in my cookbook. That gives me a chance to mention it without being, like rude and not just going around going, hey, buy my cookbook. And that's what you have to do. Find ways to gently insert it into the conversation. I belong to a whole bunch of Facebook user groups or author user groups on Facebook. I'm on MeWe. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Instagram. And I take time to post my videos and other stuff every week. I try and put something small every day on Instagram. Why? Because people see me. And when people are seeing you, they're thinking about you. And who knows, maybe the day that you post up an interview with one of your characters is the day that somebody was like, oh my God, I'm out of books and I need something to read. Ooh, this looks interesting. That's how you do it. And you just have to continue doing it day after day, week after week, month after month. And frankly, that's what a marketer is going to do for you. So, I just chunk it out. I spend a half an hour doing marketing each day. And then I spend, a couple of hours writing. And then I spend more time doing other things. You just have to chunk away at it. It's literally like everything else. If you want to be an author and you want that to be your job, then you have to treat it like a job, which means you have to go to it and do it every day. So that is my public service announcement for today. And just so you know, the last week's library talk went really well. It was so much fun. I had a great time and there were some good questions and I got to talk about cooking. Coming up in the near future, when I have more bunny, when the ground melts a little bit, I'm going to be putting a fire pit into my side yard so that I can do medieval cooking. And I'm hoping what that will lead to is some medieval cooking videos for here and my page for Serenity, our medieval household. But we'll see what happens. In any case, you will get a look into the making of my fire pit because I'm going to film parts of it. There you go. All right, I got to go play with a bunny. You guys have a great day, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe.